40 rabbits on a single acre are quietly netting one homestead in North Carolina $35,000 a year, and nobody's talking about it. While everyone else is fighting over chicken coops, arguing about cattle feed prices, and watching their grocery bills climb past $200 a week, a handful of smart homesteaders figured out the most profitable animal per square foot in America. It's not cattle, it's not pigs, it's not even goats. It's the humble meat rabbit. And the reason more people aren't doing this has nothing to do with difficulty. It has everything to do with the fact that the commercial meat industry doesn't want you to know how easy and profitable backyard rabbit farming really is. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to set up a 40 rabbit operation on 1 acre or less, the specific breeds that convert feed into profit the fastest, 7 income streams most rabbit farmers never think about, and the common mistakes that bankrupt beginners before they even get started. This could be the most important homesteading video you watch this year. Let's get into it. Let's talk about what's really happening right now. Feed prices have gone through the roof. A 50 LB bag of cattle feed that cost you $12 3 years ago is now pushing $22 or more. Hay prices have doubled in most states, and if you're running even a small herd of cattle or pigs, you already know that feed alone can eat up every dollar of profit before you ever sell a single pound of meat. The average small cattle operation in America is spending well over $500 to $2,500 per year just to feed one cow, one animal. And after processing, transport, and marketing costs, most backyard ranchers are lucky to break even. Pigs aren't much better. You're looking at $300 to $350 in grain per finished pig, and that's if you have good pasture supplementing their diet. Without it, those numbers climb fast. Meanwhile, grocery store meat prices keep rising. Families are paying $7, $8, $9 a pound for ground beef that's been pumped full of hormones and shipped across 3 states. And the quality keeps getting worse. So what do most homesteaders do? They double down on chickens. Everybody raises chickens, and that's fine. Chickens are great, but the chicken market is flooded, competing with every backyard farmer in a 50-mile radius, plus commercial operations that can undercut you on price every single time. Here's the frustrating part. You're working harder, spending more, and making less. Your feed-to-profit ratio is upside down. And the animals most people raise, cattle, pigs, even poultry, require serious land, serious infrastructure, and serious capital to turn a real profit. You've been told that's just how farming works, that you need 20 acres, a big barn, and a truck payment to make livestock pay. That's a lie. And the animal that proves it has been sitting right under your nose this whole time, breeding quietly, eating almost nothing, and producing some of the most valuable protein per square foot of any livestock animal on the planet. The problem isn't that profitable homesteading is impossible. The problem is that nobody taught you about the one animal that makes the math actually work on small acreage until now. Here's something the big agricultural companies will never tell you. Rabbit farming isn't some new trend. It isn't some untested homesteading experiment. Farmers have been raising meat rabbits for centuries, long before factory farms, commercial feed mills, or government subsidies existed. In medieval Europe, monks raised rabbits inside monastery walls as a primary protein source. They called them the poor man's livestock because anyone, regardless of land, money, or status, could raise them. French peasant farmers built entire family economies around rabbit production. During both world wars, governments across Europe and America actively encouraged backyard rabbit farming because it was the fastest, cheapest way to produce meat without straining resources. The United States Department of Agriculture even ran campaigns in the 1940s urging families to raise rabbits in their backyards. They knew what today's commercial meat industry doesn't want you to remember, that rabbits produce more pounds of meat per pound of feed than any other common livestock animal. The feed conversion ratio on rabbits is staggering. It takes roughly 4 lb of feed to produce 1 lb of rabbit meat. Compare that to beef, where you need 7 to 8 lb of feed for 1 lb of meat, or pigs at 5 to 6 lb per pound of gain. Rabbits win the efficiency game, and it's not even close. So why did this knowledge disappear? Because the commercial meat industry consolidated around cattle, pork, and poultry. Those are the animals that scale for factory farming. Those are the animals that generate billions for feed companies, pharmaceutical corporations, and industrial processors. Rabbits don't fit that model. They're too easy to raise at home. They don't require expensive inputs, and they don't make corporations any money. So the knowledge got buried, pushed aside, forgotten. But the old-timers knew. Your great-grandparents knew. And today, the smartest homesteaders in America are quietly rediscovering what traditional farmers understood all along, that rabbits are the ultimate small acreage profit animal, and the numbers prove it. If you're serious about building real income from a small homestead, subscribe and hit that bell right now, because what I'm about to break down are the 7 specific income streams that take a simple 40-rabbit setup and turn it into a $35,000 annual operation. Number 1, direct meat sales. This is your bread and butter, the foundation of your entire rabbit operation. Rabbit meat sells for $8 to $12 per pound direct to consumer. And when you're marketing through farmers markets, farm stands, or online pre-orders, you're getting top dollar because you're cutting out every middleman. Here's the math that makes this exciting. A single doe can produce up to $200 of meat per year. With 10 breeding does in your 40-rabbit setup, you're looking at close to 2,000 lbs of marketable meat annually. At even $8 a pound, the low end, that's $16,000 from meat alone. Each doe gives you 6 to 8 kits per litter. She can produce 4 to 6 litters per year. Those kits reach processing weight in just 8 to 10 weeks. That means you've got a constant pipeline of product rolling out month after month. No seasonal harvests, no waiting 18 months for an animal to finish like cattle. The key is setting up at your local farmer's market and building a loyal customer base. Health-conscious buyers are actively for lean, high-protein alternatives to beef and pork. Rabbit checks every box. Low fat, low cholesterol, 20 to 25 g of protein per serving. And I'll be honest with you, most of your competition at the farmer's market is selling the same chicken and eggs everyone else has. You show up with fresh rabbit meat, and suddenly you're the only vendor in the building offering something different. But meat is just the beginning. The next income stream is the one that surprises people the most. Number 2, pelt and hide sales. Most rabbit farmers throw away the pelts. That's like tossing $10 bills in the trash. Rabbit hides sell for $5 to $10 each, and there's steady growing demand for crafters, tanners, and fashion designers who use them for clothing, accessories, and home goods. If you're processing 200 rabbits a year, which is very achievable with a 40-rabbit setup, that's an extra $1,000 to $2,000 annually just from hides you'd otherwise discard. The beauty is you don't need to be a master tanner. You can sell raw hides to local crafters or list them on Etsy and specialty forums. There's an entire online community of leather workers and fiber artists who can't find enough quality rabbit pelts. Heritage breeds like Rex and Silver Fox produce especially valuable pelts. Rex fur is dense, plush, and incredibly soft. Crafters pay premium prices for it. If you choose your breeding stock wisely, you're maximizing both meat and pelt value from every single animal. That homestead in North Carolina I mentioned, they sell hides to local crafters and online. It adds thousands to their bottom line every year with almost zero extra effort. Just save the pelts, salt them, or freeze them, and sell them in batches. Simple as that. Now this next one is the income stream that almost nobody talks about, and it might be the easiest money you'll ever make on a homestead. Number 3, rabbit manure sales. Unlike chicken, cow, or horse manure, rabbit manure doesn't need to be composted before use. You can apply it directly to gardens without burning plants. Gardeners know this. Worm farmers know this, and they'll pay you for it. Rabbit manure sells for $60 to $180 per month, depending on your area and how you package it. Some producers bag it in 5-pound sacks and sell it at farmers markets alongside their meat. Others sell in bulk to local nurseries, community gardens, and no-till growers. Here's what makes this beautiful. Some months, the manure income alone pays your entire feed bill, which means every dollar from meat and pelt sales is pure profit. With 40 rabbits producing manure daily, you've got a constant supply. Bag it, label it garden gold or cold manure ready to use, and watch it fly off the table. This one surprised me the most when I first started looking into rabbit economics. You're literally turning waste into a revenue stream that covers your operating costs, and the next income stream takes things to a completely different level. Number 4, breeding stock sales. Once your operation is established and you've got quality genetics, other homesteaders will pay premium prices for your breeding rabbits. A proven breeding doe sells for $50 to $100. Quality bucks with good lineage go for the same or more. Heritage breeds like New Zealand Whites, Silver Fox, and Rex command even higher prices because demand consistently outpaces supply. If you set aside just 20 animals per year for breeding stock sales instead of processing, that's $1,000 to $2,000 in additional income. And you're building a reputation as a trusted source of quality genetics in your region. The trick is keeping detailed records. Track your does' litter sizes, kit survival rates, growth speeds, and temperaments. Buyers want proof that your animals produce well. A doe that consistently throws 8 kit litters with fast growth rates is worth far more than one with inconsistent production. Post your breeding stock on local homesteading Facebook groups, Craigslist farm sections, and at swap meets. Word travels fast in the homesteading community. Once you sell a few quality animals and those buyers see results, referrals start rolling in on their own. But here's one most rabbit farmers completely overlook, and it's wide open. Number 5, restaurant and chef partnerships. High-end restaurants and farm-to-table chefs are desperate for local rabbit, and most of them can't find a reliable supplier. Rabbit is a specialty menu item. Chefs feature it as a premium dish, braised rabbit, rabbit ragu, confit rabbit leg, and they'll pay top dollar for consistent locally sourced product. We're talking $12 to $16 per pound for whole-dressed rabbits delivered to restaurants. That's 50% more than you'd get at a farmer's market. And the volume is reliable because once a chef puts rabbit on the menu, they need a steady supply week after week. Start by visiting farm-to-table restaurants in your area. Bring samples. Talk to the chef directly, not the manager, the chef. They're the ones who make purchasing decisions for specialty proteins. Once you prove you can deliver quality rabbits consistently, they'll keep buying from you season after season. Some farms even take deposits months in advance because demand outpaces supply. I was skeptical about this one. I figured restaurants would be hard to break into, but the truth is, chefs are actively searching for exactly what small rabbit farmers produce: fresh, local, high-quality protein they can't get from their usual distributors. And speaking of overlooked opportunities, this next one is pure bonus income. Number 6, pet and show rabbit sales. Not every rabbit you produce needs to go to the processing table. Pet rabbits sell for $25 to $75 each depending on breed and temperament. Show quality rabbits from heritage lines can fetch $100 or more, and the demand is constant. Families, 4-H kids, and hobby breeders are always looking. This is especially smart with breeds like Rex, which are gorgeous animals with that velvety fur. They make incredible pets and show animals. So you're selecting the prettiest kits from each litter, socializing them, and selling them at a premium while processing the rest for meat. You're essentially sorting every litter into its highest value destination. Meat animals go to processing, beautiful animals go to pet and show buyers. Proven producers go to breeding stock buyers. Nothing is wasted. Every rabbit generates maximum return. List them on local pet groups, at county fairs, and through 4-H networks. Parents looking for a child's first pet will pay good money for a well-socialized, healthy rabbit from a reputable breeder. Now, the last income stream ties everything together and gives you year-round stability. Number 7, value-added products and education. This is where creative homesteaders separate themselves from everyone else. Rabbit jerky, rabbit sausage, smoked rabbit. These value-added products can double or triple your per-pound revenue. Instead of selling raw meat at $8 a pound, you're selling finished products at $18 to $25 per pound. You can also sell tanned rabbit fur products, gloves, hat linings, keychains, baby booties. Crafters on Etsy move these all day long. And here's the hidden gem: teaching others. Once your operation is running profitably, you can sell courses, host farm tours, or offer consulting to new rabbit farmers. A simple weekend workshop charging $50 per person with 10 attendees is $500 in a single day. Some established rabbit farmers make $3,000 to $5,000 a year, just from educational content and farm visits. Stack all 7 of these income streams together: meat, pelts, manure, breeding stock, restaurant sales, pet sales, and value-added products. And hitting $35,000 from 40 rabbits on 1 acre isn't just possible. It's practically inevitable if you work the system right. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't believe any of this at first. When I first heard about rabbit farming as a serious income source, I thought it was a joke. I'd been pouring money into a small cattle setup for years. Feed bills climbing every quarter, vet costs that made my stomach turn. And after all that work, I was barely breaking even. A buddy of mine kept telling me to look into rabbits. I brushed him off for months. Rabbits? Seriously? That's not real farming. That's what kids do for 4-H projects. I had it in my head that you needed big animals to make big money. But the feed bills kept climbing. And one particularly bad month, I remember it clearly, I sat down with a calculator and realized I'd spent $1,800 feeding cattle that quarter and had exactly $0 in revenue to show for it. Those animals wouldn't be ready for market for another 6 months. So I finally gave in. I bought 3 New Zealand white does and 1 buck for under $200 total, built basic hutches out of wire and scrap lumber for another $150. Total startup, less than $350. Within 31 days, my first doe kindled 8 healthy kits. 8 weeks later, those kits were weaned. 4 weeks after that, I processed my first batch, right around 4 lbs of clean meat per rabbit. I brought my first cooler of dressed rabbit to the farmer's market on a Saturday morning. I was nervous. I figured I'd be hauling it all back home. I sold out in 2 hours, every last package. People were asking me to put them on a waiting list. By month 6, I'd expanded to 10 does. My feed cost was $45 to $70 a month total. Compare that to the $600 a month I was spending on cattle feed. And I was generating between $450 and $720 a month in meat sales alone, not counting manure and pelt income. By the end of my first full year, I'd netted more from those rabbits in a corner of my property than I'd made from cattle in 3 years combined. I became a complete convert, not because someone told me rabbits were profitable, but because the numbers on my own farm proved it beyond any doubt. And that's when I realized why more people aren't doing this. It's not because it doesn't work, it's because nobody showed them the real math. Now, before you rush out and buy your first rabbits, let me save you from the mistakes that trip up almost every beginner. I've seen these kill operations before they ever get off the ground. Mistake number 1, starting with too many animals. People get excited, buy 20 does right out of the gate, and get completely overwhelmed within 60 days. Suddenly, you've got 150 kits to feed, process, and sell, and you haven't even figured out your market yet. Start with 3 does and 1 buck. Learn the breeding cycle. Build your customer base. Then scale. Trying to run before you can walk is the fastest way to burn out and quit. Mistake number 2, ignoring heat management. Rabbits handle cold weather like champions. Heat is what kills them. Temperatures above 85 degrees can cause heat stroke and death within hours. If you're in a warmer climate, USDA zones 8 and above, you absolutely need shade structures, frozen water bottles in cages, and proper ventilation. I've seen people lose entire breeding herds in a single July afternoon because they didn't plan for summer. This is non-negotiable. Mistake number 3, no breeding calendar. If you're not tracking breeding dates, kindling dates, weaning dates, and processing dates on a written calendar or spreadsheet, you will either overbreed your does or have huge gaps in production. Both destroy profitability. A simple wall calendar or spreadsheet is all you need. Write down every date, every litter, every result. This is what separates hobby farmers from profitable operations. Mistake number 4, selling at commodity prices. The biggest financial mistake rabbit farmers make is selling to processors or commodity buyers who pay bottom dollar. Lives in direct-to-consumer sales. Farmers markets, pre-order lists, restaurant partnerships. That's where $8 to $12 per pound lives. Selling to a middleman at $3 a pound will make you wonder why you even bothered. Build relationships with your buyers. That's where the real money is. Avoid these 4 mistakes and you're already ahead of 80% of people who try rabbit farming. Now picture this, a year from now. You've got 40 rabbits running smoothly on your 1 acre. Your does are kindling on schedule. Your breeding calendar is dialed in. You've got a waiting list at the farmer's market and 2 restaurants placing standing orders every week. Your feed bill is under $70 a month. Your meat revenue alone covers your mortgage payment. Pelt sales and manure income are pure bonus on top. You're not dependent on grocery stores. You're not worried about supply chain disruptions. You're not losing sleep over beef prices hitting $10 a pound at Walmart. You control your protein supply completely from breeding to processing to sale. Every step is in your hands. That's real self-sufficiency, not the fantasy version people post about online, the actual measurable dollars in your pocket version. And the best part? You did it on 1 acre. No massive land investment, no 6-figure equipment loans, no gambling on cattle markets. Just smart, efficient, proven livestock management that your great-grandparents would recognize and respect. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, are you already raising rabbits, or is this the video that's going to push you to finally start? I read every single comment and reply with specific advice for your situation. If this video opened your eyes to what's possible with rabbit farming, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. We cover the animals, the strategies, and the hidden income streams that most homesteading channels are too busy talking about chickens to ever mention. And speaking of what's next, in my upcoming video, I'm breaking down the exact hutch setup, breeding rotation, and processing schedule you need to run a profitable 40-rabbit operation from day one. Step by step, no fluff. That video is going to be the blueprint. You've got the knowledge now, you've got the numbers. The only thing standing between you and a $35,000 rabbit operation is the decision to start. So start. If this story changed the way you look at the potential of your small acreage, please subscribe and like the channel. We are uncovering the agricultural secrets that the industrial system tried to bury. Plant your future today. The next treasure of the homestead will be revealed soon.